almost said Kennedy. Welcome to
Oringao.
This is episode number
602.
602. So this week's been crazy. I'm filming it in low resolution because a lot happened this week, alright? And I wasn't even able to finish my story about the Baptist last time and whatever. Maybe I'll finish it another time. It's fun. But a lot of stuff happened this week. Let's start with Monday. Monday, we had P-Day. Tuesday, we had district meeting. And what did I turn about? Oh, he had a great idea to train
flecks of gold.
Yeah, there's this one Mormon message about the flecks of gold. It's about this one gold digger guy that thought he'd find nuggets of gold, but then he only found flakes. But if you eat all the flakes, you'll be rich anyways. It was good, and it was his idea, so props to Elder Delicana. And also, so I've heard about this book called The Day of Defense.
So good.
I don't know if we've heard about it at home or if missionaries use it at home, but pretty much this book, it's a true thing. It's a court case that happened back in 1962 in California, and the prosecution was every religion, pastor, president, prophet you can ever imagine, from Catholics, Baptists, Jehovah's Witness, Seventh-day Adventists, you name it, they got it. And the judge is a Jew. And then the people on the stand are two Mormon missionaries. And the prosecution's allowed to ask any question they want, and they have to answer it using the Bible. They can't just testify, they can't use the Book of Mormon. It's only through the Bible, because they're proving that our religion is not conflicting to the Bible. Because many people think that it is, and a lot of people think that we're blasphemy because we're doing that stuff. So, I wanted to read that book. It was in my third area. I didn't know what it was. I didn't even read it. But now, I had a feeling during district meeting. I want to read it so bad. I had a feeling during district meeting. Because, you know, we do a lot of Bible bashing type stuff, or people try to do that to us. And so we're always needing to use these scriptures in order to prove. Because there's a difference between a testimony and proving that you're right through scripture. So our scriptures have a lot of marks in it. You can't even see it. These are all marks, and in the back
you can fight anyone.
We have sections. So if you're Bible bashing somebody, you can just say, okay, well let's go to the restoration section in the back here, and then you look at the tabs on the side, and then you open up to a scripture. Boom.
You can find it. You can find it.
And anyway, so I wanted to get this book so I can get more scriptures and more evidence on just every religion, anything, and then I can, because you know we know our church is true, but sometimes it's hard to prove it through the Bible. And so, like sometimes you get caught, like, oh, I don't have a scripture for that, or I don't have this, but, so I'm sitting there in district meeting, and I feel like the sister that's next to me, I'm like, I feel like she has this book. Spirit told me. And so, I lean over, I'm like, Sister Orogo, do you have the Day of Defense book at your house? She's like, yeah, I do. I'm like, what? Can I have it, please? Can you, like, let me borrow it? Because she's going home in, like, 3 weeks, and she's my batch. And she's like, oh yeah, you can borrow it. Yeah, you each get it at the house after. So we go to their house and we get the book. And we've been studying the crap out of that book. We you know, we're marking all of it and like putting sections down and all this stuff. And we're marking it. Yeah, we're ready to go on any religion, on any topic, and prove that we're right. Because in the end of that book, the judge, who's a Jew, asked the missionaries, he's like, well, like, I've really felt the Spirit of God this day, and you have proven everything correct, and have not lost a single point here. So it's like, and then he asked, if you two missionaries have time, I'd like to have you over for dinner in a few nights, and I'd like to learn more about your church. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that happened. We've been studying the crap out of that book, and been marking our scriptures, and we're ready to go and hop on any train and prove that we're right. Through scripture. Not Bible bashing, just proving through scripture that we're correct. Not just testifying. Because testifying is great, but if it's testifying without any proof, not going to work. And then number 2 that happened, Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night, we come home, and my parents already know this because I FaceTime them, and I'm sure that they're very surprised about that. So Tuesday night, we're at an investigator's house. We just got baptized this past Friday. But before they got baptized, she's like, yeah, I was able to go to church last week because there's this tree that fell over in my yard and it's old and I want to chop it up and turn it into firewood. So I hired a guy to do it and he didn't show up. Of course, she didn't give him the money yet, but so she was waiting for him on Sunday to show up and he never did, so she didn't go to church. And so we're like, nah, we can just do that for you. Like we do service projects all the time, and so we can just take one of our mornings out and we can come over and chop this thing up for you. She's like, okay. Like, do you have any? It's called binangon. I don't know what that. It's like a machete. Yeah, it's like a machete. I'm like, do you have any machetes? Because everyone here has machetes. Like every house. She's like, no, I don't, but I have an axe. Oh, sweet. Like, let's just use that. And then he's already laughing because he knows I have it. And she's like, yeah, but it's way dull. Like, it's not sharp at all. We're like, okay, well, we have a whetstone of the house. We can just bring it home, right? Because our house is pretty close. We just take it home, sharpen it tonight, and then tomorrow morning come over and get that dealt with. Okay, okay. So I go home, or we go home, and I start sharpening the crap out of this axe. It is so sharp. Like, freaking samurai sword sharp. And because I'm ready, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm going to chop the crap out of this wood. I'm so excited. And he's talking about, yeah, remember that scene on Captain America Civil War? When Captain America, in Avengers Age of Ultron. When they're all at the cabin of Hawkeye and Captain America's chopping the wood. He's like, that's what I feel like. I want to do that so bad. Like, get some like sexy pictures of me chopping some wood. And so we're like, yeah. And so Wednesday morning we're walking to Sipsu, which is the high school or the college campus here in Kamingawan. And so we're going up the campus, up the road, and the college campus there is just like Camp, what's that called? Camp Weeblo? No, Camp Frontier. Yeah, Camp Frontier. Just like the Boy Scout camps, how it's like kind of everything's kind of spread out. You got like the clinic building, and you got the fishing building, and you got this building. That's exactly what it is, but it's a college campus, and they got all the buildings kind of spread out. It's like a forest, like a legit jungle, and there's rivers and stuff, and there's a pool. Crazy. So we're walking up, going to her house because she lives on the campus because her husband used to be a janitor there, so she has land on the. Anyways, so we're going to her house, and he's carrying the axe. Bad decision. He's not wearing jeans. I'm wearing jeans because he doesn't own jeans. And so we're walking. You want to explain what happened? So what happened is he was carrying the axe, and the head, I don't know, but he was walking right behind me, and the head of the axe was kind of by his hand right here, and then the stick, which is way long, was going out. He's walking, and then the butt end of the handle, we're low battery, the butt end apparently hit my shoe. I felt it hit my shoe and it bounced back, and it came back. And so it hit my shoe and bounced, and the head came back and hit his leg, like right here, on the back of his calf. And I felt something hit my shoe, and so I turned around. That's exactly what his face is. He's just looking at his. I'm like, what? What happened? And I look and I see, I thought he was kidding. I thought he was like joking around, because he jokes around all the time. I look at his leg and I see this deep crapping cut in his leg.
A lot of blood. And
yeah, well, but this is before the blood came out. I thought he was like, I don't know. I still thought in my brain that it was a prank. So I'm like, what the? I'm like kind of laughing. Yeah, I'm literally laughing at him. And then all this blood. And it's deep too. I'm like, whoa, what happened? Like, what did you do? And he's like, just like, it's like the axe hit me. And then there's a chick walking right behind us, and she's like, whoa. And then there was a tricycle driver going down the other way, and so we're all like, stop, come pick this guy up now, take us to the clinic. We're so lucky there is a clinic not even 100 feet away from where he got hit. And so the tricycle driver takes us, his leg is bleeding like crazy, you'll see in the pictures. And the second he got cut, I just whipped out my camera and just start laughing and
You're
stuff.
crazy! You're crazy!
Because I know that it hurts and like it's a deep cut, but he's fine. Like he'll live. So I'm like, you'll thank me later, and he's like, you're freaking crazy. What are you doing? You'll thank me later. So I'm taking all these pictures and videos and stuff, and we get to the clinic, and the clinic is just a bunch of college students that are learning how to be nurses and whatever. So they're not like crazy skilled. I mean, of course they have a teacher, but so we get to the clinic. It's not an emergency room, it's a clinic. And they're like, oh yeah, like come in, blah blah blah. And they're like, what happened? And he explains. And so they end up patching. They're like, okay, well you need to get stitches, but we don't have any materials to get you stitches. We don't have the stuff. So we're just gonna patch you up the best we can, and you're gonna have to go to the hospital. Okay. So they did that. We left the axe there, and text the family that the axe is at the clinic, and we get going. There's no tricycle, so I had to get some guy who's just driving his motorcycle. Hey, stop! Come pick us up. So we get going. We get to the house. We pick up whatever money I got left, because he ran out of money, and then I only had 2,000 pesos left, and I thought that was plenty. I had like 2,300. And so we go over to the hospital. We first go to
Gomercindo.
yeah, we go to the public hospital, which is, I looked at it, I'm like, are you serious? It's wood. It's so old. It's got to be from the 50s or 60s or something. It's just like this crazy old wood hospital. We're like, oh no, there's a guard outside. We walk in, and it's like zombies. Like there are all these grandmas and old people and babies just and they got like masks, and there's people that, and it's like low light, you know, the only light's coming from the windows, and the lights above are just like weak as crap. And like we walk in, and they all just and they all just like look
Zombie
over at
apocalypse.
us. They all look over at us, and we're like, I'm just like, crap, like this is not happening, no way, get out of here. Because even if you do get it stitched up, it's gonna take over an hour to be waiting there, because everybody's in the waiting room just like packed. Because you know it's a public place, and then even if you do get it stitched up, it's probably gonna get infected because of all the crap that's going on there. So I'm like, nope, screw this. We're going to the private hospital, which is really close. So we get on a trike. We get going to this brand new private hospital, Holy Mother of Mercy Hospital. Weird name, some old Catholic Mother Mary, whatever, screw it, religion hospital. We get in there, and we go to the emergency room, and they bring him a wheelchair from the gate. They're like, get this wheelchair. We're like, all right, like he's gonna get served. He's gonna get served immediately. And so we get him in the wheelchair. They're going. I'm like, this is legit. We go into the emergency room, and there's nobody in there except for nurses and doctors. They're just kind of chilling. And oh, what happened? Oh, we got cut. Blah 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 blah. And they're like, okay, well, you need to get stitches, but the doctor's not here right now. It'll be about 30 minutes.
What?
I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? This is an emergency room? And I mean, it's not like a huge deal. He's not like bleeding, like, but still, like if I was in cardiac arrest after getting shot, and you tell me the doctor's not going to be here for 30 minutes,
should they wait?
I'll probably die first. And so we're like, whatever, fine. It's not, we're lucky that, you know, it's not something crazy serious. So we're waiting there for 30 minutes. I'm playing my flute. And then finally the guy gets here. And one of the first things he says is like, oh, President Barreto might get mad at you guys after he hears that happen. I'm like, whoa, you know President Barreto? I thought this guy would have been Baptist. Usually doctors are like Baptist or something. And there's a lot of Baptists in that area. So I'm like, oh, you know President Barreto? He's like, yeah, I'm a member. I'm in 6th Ward in Bacolod. We're like, wow. So he was really chill. He stitched him up. I filmed almost the whole thing. He had to get the shots. Remember when I got my scar in my what hand is it? This one? From my pinky ring that got ripped. And they gave me the shots in my finger, and that sucked because it's your finger and it's really sensitive and it's a bone right there. He had to get those shots, the numbing shots, like they always do, in his leg. And he's like, oh man, oh man.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy. So he's like, oh boy, oh boy. And he's like, he had to do a few times. But then after that, he didn't feel anything, so it was good. But yeah, so he had arrested the house for a few days. We did some exchanges with some members, and but he's able to walk Friday or Thursday and Friday, I think. No, just Friday. He started walking because we had a baptism at the river of Nanay Jocelyn and her son Kirjan. So that went well. So that's what happened on that day. Nothing else really insane happened. So the baptism and then Saturday. What happened on Saturday?
Saturday.
I don't remember.
We're going to Tarandon.
Oh yeah.
It's finding.
It's finding. Because we had two. Hopefully this past week we would. Hopefully this past week we would have had a lot more baptisms. Because we had one chick who's ready to be baptized, moved to Iloilo. She got in a fight with some family members here who aren't her immediate family but like cousins stuff. So she moved back to Iloilo because she's done with school and stuff. So she'll be baptized there but just not here. And then we had one just barely apparently moved to Manila, not even warning us. And then his girlfriend or friend with benefits, her dad got mad at her because friend with benefits. And when they would go to church, they'd go to church together. And so he didn't like that. So he kind of related the friends with benefits situation with the church. And so he's like, I don't want these missionaries, blah, blah, blah. So we got there or he wasn't even there. I was with a member, but Cherry Lynn is her name. She's like, oh, no, what? My dad might get mad. Like, I'll meet you over at this house or whatever. We're like, okay, so we're waiting for her. She never shows up. And we're like, what the? So we go talk to her grandma and she tells the situation and her dad's like, blah, blah, blah. So that's falling through. We can probably get it if we talk to the dad. She's like, Dad, we don't support that. We're just trying to get them baptized. Blah. Yeah, so we had a few baptisms fall through. But next week we have 3, which is a family. We already baptized 2 of their kids. And then we're baptizing the dad, the mom, and one of the daughters this coming April 7th. And then week after that, we have this old nanay who's 90 years old that we're baptizing. She's awesome. And then her granddaughter, Jinajin, which we still need to finish the lessons with her.
Yeah.
Because she's really shy. It's really hard to teach her. And then on the 21st, we have John. Did you know that John's friends, the coworker, he doesn't work here anymore? I don't know. He said he doesn't work. He got fired or something.
Just left.
I don't know. But then after that, all of our baptisms fell through. We didn't have any new people go to church this past week because it's Holy Week, and all of our investigators are like, yeah, I totally want to, like all the new ones that haven't gone to church yet, I want to go to church there. I really do, but it's Holy Week this week, and that's like the Sunday for Catholic
it's
Church.
It's important for us.
Yeah, they're like, we need to go because it's a culture thing, and so it's the Easter Sunday, Resurrection of Jesus Christ thing. So they go to the Catholic Church in Kabangkalan, like everybody else does. So, we had like nobody go to church, but next week we're gonna do better.
This Friday, we're able to teach them.
Yeah, the house next door we taught them and they were awesome. But they're moving to Iloilo and they won't be back till June, so that'll be. But yeah, they have potential. But yeah, other than that, we're doing great. He's healing. He's walking again. I think that's all.
Bye.
We're going to download conference in Tagalog or Ilonggo if they have it. And I think that's it. Do you have any dugal?
No, none. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Alright, have a good week. Thanks for watching
Bye-bye.
this episode of Oringao's
Oringao Fat Cat.
Oringao Fat Cats. Kabangkalan Fat Cats, KFC. Thank you very much.
OFC.
Love you, family. Love you, friends. Do you love your family?
Yeah, I love them too.
Do you love your friends?
I love them. I love them.
So we love our family and our friends. And have a good week. Bye!
Maybe.
I-break na lang na. Oo, may ara. Ako na lang yun.
That.
Naka-class sa 18.
Buwang ka.
Why? Hindi nakasarang na?
What happened, mate?